we start off in core lab, which is where our functions and other necessary architecture components are defined. And in step 6, we then connect all of this to ngrok, which is where Orchestrate will be retrieving this information from. If we go within Orchestrate, you can see that we've been able to query the MCP server or the AI agent using a variety of prompts. So for example, we can ask it to summarize the agent's capabilities and functionalities, and it gives us a really nice detail of what it is that it can do, etc. Then we can begin to ask it specific things, such as to tell us about the SADC region. For investors who might not be familiar with the region, it will also give us a readiness score for how prepared these different countries within the SADC region are for telecommunications expansion. And then we can ask it specific questions about settlements within a particular country and which ones we should prioritize. So it will give us a list of countries, but also give us a reasoning. So for example, in this case, it tells us that these settlements have the highest distance to a settlement tower. This reflects something about the need that these communities have. It's important to note that there are many other factors that we'd like to take into consideration. What's unfortunate about most data sets in Africa is that we don't have specific information publicly available about the people who live in these communities. So while we might have country level data on the people's needs, such as their GDP, how much they earn, etc., we don't have enough information about people who actually live within these settlements. That does create some constraints, but we have some creative workarounds within the Colab file that you can view around how we do that. The same thing, we can ask it to rank top N investment opportunities in a particular country, and it will give us that list. The main issue here being the distance to the nearest tower, because the further away a community is from a telephone tower, it means that it has less stable, less reliable internet connection, and that offers business opportunities. But it's also important to think about how the people's needs, how much do they actually need, because sometimes they don't need consistent Wi-Fi reliability as people do within cities, and that might need a bit more customization. So if governments expose API connections to more specific data within these communities, it can definitely have some benefits. And next, we can ask more complex queries, such as to estimate potential return of investment by deploying n number of towers in a specific region within a country. It's able to identify what the northern part of a particular country is and do the calculations for you. Now, because it is communicating with investors who might actually be considering investing in a country, it does specify things such as, more research should be done with more specific individuals. The most exciting part of this is the fact that we can actually make these queries within WhatsApp via Twilio. So we can ask pretty much the same questions, and they're more concise, and they do come with pretty short runtime. So users can interact with the agent remotely by simply using WhatsApp once it's fully deployed. So we still have a really long way to go, but I think this is a pretty exciting start. The fact that we can have people